loses his Farseer too. He's been very brazen with his Farseer this entire game. Farseer level 3, Warp Spider Exarch level 4, and we have some sort of call-in for the Eldar. Looks like he called in a Warp Spider squad. So Umpire1 going for a really heavy ranged mix this entire game. It has seemed like he's focusing on the suppression powers of his platform very much, whereas Dark Primarchs are a little more focused on the Howling Banshees in the melee, buying Primarchs for his Howling Banshees and getting into melee with his Farseer. So you can draw your own conclusions about that, because you're probably better than me. Usually when I shoutcast a game, I'm typically better than the average listener. This I'm probably not. I think well, I don't know if my true skill reflects anything right now, but it's like 14, because I played like 6 games and I won 5, I think. I don't know. They reset true skill for Chaos Rising, which is nice, because I was getting ass raped when I was playing with my old high true skill against people who had actually kept playing the game while I had gone off and done many more things instead of play this game. But yeah, I'm playing it lightly because, the matches are like 15-20 minutes, which is short enough for me to actually do. Guardian explodes into pieces of meat thanks to the Warp Spider's gun, and the second Guardian explodes into pieces of meat. So that just goes to show, do not cross a Warp Spider. We have a grenade going in where... middle of nowhere. Oh, nice flank coming up. Wraithguard attacking. Wraithguard attacking again. Umpire1's Wraithguards go down, and Dark Primarch's Wraithguards get attacked by the Howling Banshees, but then Umpire1's Howling Banshees, yada yada yada. These Warp Spiders really not doing a whole lot. The only Warp Spider doing anything is the Warp Spider Exarch, who manages to freeze everybody in place. It is very fun to watch these Howling Banshees wail on what they cannot wail upon. That was interesting. I'm not sure where that bought him. I guess he was trying to get his Wraithlord into the fight or something, but it really didn't show up in time to do anything. So now Umpire1 is pushed off, but he still has control of the entire map at 18, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So unless Dark Primarchs can do some serious capping seriously fast, Umpire1 is going to get this one in the bag. He's got a Webway Gate. Dark Primarchs has a Webway Gate going up on the right to try and take that VP back, but I'm thinking it's a little too late. A little too late. But yeah, he's got Webway Gates up at 2 of the 3 VPs, and that's a good thing if you're Eldar, to just try and keep a hold on the VPs. We see Embolden used on these Guardians in the upper left, trying to give them some resistance to ranged damage while the Warp Spider attacks them, and it works. They're level 3, the Warp Spider is level 4, and apparently the Warp Spider Exarch is not powerful enough to take on a level 3 Guardian squad being emboldened by its Warlock, even if that level 3 Guardian squad is capping a VP, which reduces its effectiveness. So, go figure. Interesting choice buying this Warp Spider squad by Umpire1. I'm not sure if the Haywire grenades, which he has upgraded aspect of the Warp Spider to be able to use. Oh, that's painful. Lost his Farseer right as he's trying to get into the Webway Gate. Anyways, I'm not sure if those Haywire grenades do anything against Wraithguard. We'll have to see. Certainly they would do something against Falcons or Wraithlords or something, but certainly against Falcons. But I'm guessing Dark Primarchs is not going to make the mistake of building another Falcon. And in fact, he has built a second Wraithguard. Whereas Umpire1 is building another Shuriken cat form. He's really big on the cat forms these days. Maybe he's infected with that one, I guess it's a parasite that makes people like cats. If you haven't heard about this, you should Google it. It's crazy. It is incredibly crazy. In any case, we have Warp Spiders behind cover. They teleported behind cover, and that was unfortunate because they weren't able to teleport out of the way of that grenade, and they're probably not going to be able to teleport out of the way of this grenade, and so that kills 3 of them, and Yowza almost loses the Warp Spider squad, but manages to teleport what is possibly an Exarch out of there, and I don't think he's even an Exarch. So look at the fight, look at the fight, look at the fight. It's not a fight. It's Howling Banshees chasing people. That's more of a rout. 2 Wraithguard squads, right? Yeah, 2 of them. Both of them retreat. Because once they get in melee, they're a little helpless. Not super helpless, but pretty helpless. Those guys really need to bring, like, just a small sword along one of these days. That would help them quite a bit. But yeah, kind of a mistake moving his Wraithguard in a big glob like that. If you keep them separated, then your opponent can't engage all of them in melee at once. And you can just fire into the Wraithguard melee blob with your other Wraithguards and pretty much kill the enemy meleeing your Wraithguard unless they're really strong, because yeah, so we have an ambush going up here by the Webway Gate on the right. He has the ability to cloak people around his Webway Gate, is I think how it works. It's certainly what it looks like. And so suddenly out of nowhere, Guardians open up on this Howling Banshee squad, and they're forced to retreat. Of course, they retreat, so they take much less damage, and they manage to make it out of there, only losing one. But never forget the ability to ambush your foe. It's not just for killing them; it's for forcing a force imbalance, and they go, holy crap, I did not expect the opponent to have so much, and often they will just hit retreat instinctively before they have time to figure out, because often in an ambush, your opponent has brought enough stuff to kill you almost immediately, so you don't have time to figure out if you should stick around or not. It's a lot easier to just jam retreat and hope you don't die. And so if you're in a position to ambush, you can use that to your advantage, use the surprise tactics to your advantage to force the opponent to retreat, even if maybe it's not a fight you would normally win. Maybe it's a fight you would normally win, but only by a little, and it makes sense for them to stick around, but in an ambush situation, they might run the heck away. Or maybe they won't, if they're good at the game. You gotta be careful. Some stuff doesn't work against people who are good. You never know. So Warp Spider teleports in and freezes all these people again, but Umpire1, again, not so much with a capitalization on his freezy thing. The opponent just retreats when it wears off, and the Howling Banshees show up just in time to claim that they would have been there earlier, but they were having their hair done. They must go to a very nice place, because look at those flowing red locks. How wonderful. I wonder what kind of hair product they use. Something Banshees wowed at last, I don't know. I can't listen to all this Eldar stuff while I'm talking. It's too much, man. So look at the VPs, down to like 100 for each player. Talk about a close game. And we have an ambush up north. Same deal. Warp Spiders versus Guardians. Are we going to see a grenade from the Guardians? That would be sweet. Oh, too late. Warp Spiders teleport away. So, of course, they were screwed anyways. 2 Guardian squads versus 1 Warp Spider squad. Warp Spider's really not doing anything for him. Maybe he just bought him because he needed something in the fight immediately, and it's a call-in, so he was like, I'm calling him in. Look, Wraithguard versus Wraithguard. I'm calling this one for the Wraithguard because he's got 2, and not for the Wraithguard because he's only got 1 squad. Here come the Howling Banshees. So, yeah, it turns out when you shoutcast an Eldar versus Eldar game, you get quite a bit of Eldar units at 23, 17, 18, 19, 20, and these Howling Banshees are really going overboard chasing these Wraithguard. Oh wow, they do kill 2 of them, so that's pretty good. But they run straight into the enemy base and get suppressed, and now they're getting shot up, so that's a really bad idea. Worth it maybe to kill those 2 actually, now that I think about it, because you're going to retreat anyways, you got to heal up and stuff. So killing 2 Wraithguard, pretty damaging. I don't know what those things cost to reinforce, but I'm guessing it's more than 0. We have it's a Guardian squad brutalizing that Shuriken Cannon. Interesting. In melee, using their Warlock, but not well enough, and looks like they're getting shot up by stuff.